Good morning, year one, and welcome to our last day working with money. Today, we're going to be going to much bigger values, and we're going to be using notes instead of pounds and pence. So, that's going to be quite exciting because you're going to learn the three main notes that are used in this country. But before we do that, we've got our final arithmetic test for the week. So, as usual, have a go at this, spend between 5 and 10 minutes on it, and then I'm going to go put up the answers. We're not going to be going through how to get them because this is just a revision of what you've been learning all week. Okay, so when you're ready, grown-ups, start the video again. Okay, so here we go. 3 plus 2 is 5. 9 minus something makes 8. That's 1. 9 minus 1. Something minus 2 makes 10. That's 12. 6 plus 6 is also 12. 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 plus 8, so we're doubling again, is 16. 14 plus 7, that's 1 more than 20, so it's 21. Something minus 2 equals 8, that's number bonds to 10, and the answer is 10. 20 minus 12 is also 8. Then 14 minus something equals 0, well, it's got to be itself, 14. 16 minus 6, you could use 10 bars for that, and that will give you an answer of 10. 13 plus 7, number bond to 20. 19 plus 2 is 21. 20 minus 18, doesn't matter, it's been switched around, that's 2. And then 19 plus 0, again, that's going to stay the same because you're adding nothing, so that's 19. What do you add to 7 to get to 11? Counting on would be 4. What do you add to 7 to get to 20? It's number bonds. In fact, it's the same as this one here, so it's 13. 23, bigger number, but doesn't matter. If you take 0 from something, it stays the same. So it's going to be 23 minus 0 equals 23. What do you add to 13 to get to 21? Just counting on, that's 8. And then this last one is actually a mirror of this one here. 23 minus 0 is 23. I bet you did brilliant with that. And now on to the main part of today's learning. Okay, so today we're looking at the three main pound notes that are in use. Have a look at each one of them. Now these are the polymer versions, the new versions that are around. You might see a few of the older £20 notes still in circulation, but for the most part the 5 and 10s now have been replaced. The paper have been replaced with these. So I want you to tell your grown-ups what you notice about each one of them. Which one do you think is worth the most? And how do we tell which one's worth the most? Okay, so this one here has got a 5 on it and it's worth, well, you can probably work out how much it's worth. It's blue. It's got lots of additional features on it, just like this one. But the main important thing is there's a £5 there and there's a 5 there. Then this next one, it's the first of the polymer notes. And this is worth 2 of these. It's worth £10 and there's a 10 here to emphasize it. And it's an orangey brown colour. And then this last one, this is the most modern of the polymer coins. This has only come out this year. And that's worth 2 of these, £20. It's purple. And there's also different pictures on the back, but you'd actually have to have a look at a £20 note, a £10 note and a £5 note to see those. But I'm sure your parents will be able to share them at some point. Okay, so that's what we can say about them. Now, have a look at them again for a moment. You're going to have a go at identifying each of them as I reveal them under the coins. Okay, so let's have a go at this first one. What do you think this is? Oh, there's a big clue there. And the colour's another clue, and it's written down. And finally, here it's worth £5. So what about this next one? Do that slightly differently. If you can read that, you will know. But if not, you need to wait a bit longer. Can you remember what the purple one is? That's right, it's the £20. So can you predict what this last one is? Can you remember the other value? We've got £5 and we've got £20. Let's find out. You got any idea now? I bet you have already. And now it's fairly obvious, but let's reveal the whole thing. That's right, it's the orange and it's worth £10. Okay, so I want you to think about why we use notes. Now this would be brilliant if you've got sets of pound coins lying around your house to practice this, because we're going to put out the value of coins. And I want you to think about why would people generally, particularly for the 10 and 20 pounds, prefer to use notes rather than coins. So for £5, we would need 5 of these. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you've got them physically, would you say that's heavy or light? And would you say that's heavier or lighter than the £5 and a piece of paper? Keep that thought. Next one we've got 2, 3, count with me, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've counted out 10. Now, what do you think's heavier or lighter there? The pound, the £10 coins, or the one £10 note? Again, hold that thought. I'm just going to pause this, and I'm going to put out 20 of these, or at least I'm going to put out 15, and we'll count on from there. Okay, so I've put out 15. Let's just count on. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So why do you think people prefer to use notes to coins? Brilliant. 2 reasons really. The first, most obvious one, is paper is a lot lighter than coins. Second one is £20 coins would take up a lot of space. So these are good ways of avoiding carrying too much change around. Okay, does that make sense? And what you're going to do today, your challenge to finish with, is finding the value of each of these. So I want you to work out how many pound coins go with each of these. You can write down the numbers or you can draw them if it helps you. And then work out how many go with 2 £5, 2 £10, a £20 and a £10. And if you want to have a go at the challenge as well, the challenge is to match the different ways of making £5, a £20 and a £10 using these. Okay? So that is the end of today's lesson. And there is a final challenge. If you can explain to your grown-up why you think there are more ways of making £20, that would be brilliant. And that is the end of today's lesson and the end of the week's learning. I hope you've enjoyed your work on money.